Good morning, friends. Welcome back. I'm going to be doing a chatty get ready with me this morning. I have a lot of things that I want to chat with you guys about, so we're just going to go ahead and jump in. And I have some items like in a makeup bag here because I recently took a trip over the weekend. And so that was part of the things that I was going to chat with you guys about today. In my last video, I was telling you guys that I was kind of on the fence. Like I didn't know if I was still in love with Revlon Color Stay, but I'm happy to report that I have been using this since I filmed that video, which that was on Saturday, last Saturday, because I'm going to post this coming up Saturday, which is like June 1st. Is that right? No, May 31st. But geez, can we believe that like May is almost over with? Like that is just nuts. And if I don't mention everything that I'm using, I'll just pop it up on screen. I'll have everything listed and linked down in the description box. My friend, she had twins last year and she lives up in Indy. She also has a YouTube channel, but she hasn't posted anything since she had the twins. But maybe some of you guys follow her, Make Life Fit. Her name's Abby. So I was going up there to go to the 1-year birthday party. I was just going to stay overnight, just, you know, and then Sunday morning I was going to wake up and drive back. And Josh decided like to just stay home. Guys, you know, they never really like going to 1-year birthdays. I mean, maybe some do, but like at least my husband doesn't care. So, you know, I got everything ready, filmed my video, drove up there, and literally right before I made it to her house, I hit a huge pothole in downtown Indy, which if any of you guys live in Indianapolis, you know how bad the roads are in downtown Indy, which it's like every time I go up there, they are constantly like doing road work. And I'm sure that there's probably some areas of the city that are like worse than other areas, but yeah, so I guess they're like always like expanding the roads or just fixing things. And there's definitely more like traffic and just more population in Indy than back here in my hometown. So anyway, yeah, I hit a pothole and then I got a huge bubble on the side of my tire, like the front sidewall. And I just knew like I was going to have to take it somewhere because I also don't have a spare tire. Like my Prius didn't come with one. So I might need to look into getting a spare tire for my car just in case something like this happens in the future. But yeah, so it was just like literally I was not even 5 minutes away from her house whenever that happened. So I was kind of upset, obviously. I mean, I didn't cry or anything, but like I was just like, ugh, I can't believe that happened. But I was just like, you know what? I'll worry about this tomorrow on Sunday, and just enjoy the party and not really think about it too much. Because it was already like later afternoon by the time I got up there. And probably a lot of places were going to be closing soon anyway. I didn't want to miss the birthday party. That was the whole reason I went up there. So the next day is Sunday, and a lot of the places around there are closed. So I ended up finding like a Firestone that was just 2 miles away from their house, and they were going to be open. So I called them as soon as they opened on Sunday, and I made an appointment for like 11 o'clock to take my car up there. And I like told like the guy that was working the desk like what was going on with the car. And like I knew that it was going to need a new tire, that it was not going to be repairable, because I've had that situation happen to like my car before. And like I drive a 2023 Toyota Prius, and it has really low profile tires. In my old car that I used to have, I used to drive a Scion TC. It also had like really low profile tires. And I remember I always got like tire insurance because, because probably once every few years, or maybe even once a year, I'd have some sort of tire issue, like especially from winter going into spring when there's like a bunch of potholes everywhere. And yeah. So anyway, dropped it off. And then like Abby and I, like we went to TJ Maxx, like we just did some like retail therapy, was just hanging out, got lunch. And then he calls me like, and it's only about an hour before they're going to close. And they were going to close at 3 o'clock that day, and tells me that he has some bad news. And basically he was like, your tire's going to need to be replaced. And it was like, obviously I knew that. But then he said that they did not have my specific tire that I needed in stock, and that he would have to order it, and that it wouldn't get in until Tuesday morning. So this was on Sunday, and it wasn't going to get in until Tuesday because Monday was Memorial Day. So he told me, he said that I could call around to some other places and see if they had that specific tire. And if so, like I could buy it, bring it up there, and he could like put it on the car. So after I got off the phone with him, I ended up calling some places around, but apparently like the tire for my car is like rare. It's not really made a lot. He said he thought that Toyota did that, so that you'd have to get the tire through them. So I just was like, I can't find this tire anywhere. They're going to close soon. So like, there's no way I could, even if there was a place that had it, like there's no way I could get it before they closed. So I just like, Abby and I ended up going back up there because I had put my stuff in the car and everything, because my plan was after they got the tire changed, then I was just gonna like leave straight from there and come back home. So we went back up there to get my stuff out of the car. And then I just decided to have them just go ahead and order the tire, because I just felt like that was probably going to be the best option. So that's what I ended up doing. So then I was just going to be up there until Tuesday. So Josh like offered to come up there and get me, because like Indy is only like 2 hours away from where we live. But I just told him not to worry about it, because like that would have been like 8 hours of driving. You know what I mean? Like 2 hours to come get me, 2 hours to bring me back, 2 hours to drive back up there to get my car, 2 hours to come back. It just really wasn't worth all of that. So I just stayed up there with them, and it was nice to have like a little bit more time to spend with Abby and like with the boys. But it's like at the same time, whenever, at least for me, like if I have a plan for a thing and it gets completely disrupted, I remember in the past, like probably just even 5 years ago, if that would have happened to me, I would have had such a hard time with it, and I probably would have gotten upset. Like I probably would have had a meltdown. But I just realized, like, over the years, I've just come to be like, accept that, life is going to throw you curveballs. And really the only thing that you can control is your reaction to it. So I just reframed it in my mind and just thought like, you know what, for whatever reason, I'm supposed to be here longer. I'm supposed to spend more time with my friend and her boys, because I never really get to see them that much. But it just would have been nicer if I was a little bit more prepared, had brought more clothes, and sometimes it's like, if you are the type of person that likes to plan things, like just to be more mentally prepared for something. So I'm just getting like the foundation off my lips and then like the powder off of my eyebrows. But it's like, if one thing is for certain, life is always going to throw you some curveballs that you did not expect. And, you can always be like the type of person that sees like the negative in everything and just get like really frustrated with stuff. But it really doesn't help anything to get frustrated. And if anything, it just brings your mental health down. And it's like, sometimes things happen and it is very upsetting. It's just like whenever I was laid off from my job a couple of years ago, like that was devastating. And obviously I had to grieve what happened. So it's like, when things like that happen, you can't just fake being positive. Because, that's just not healthy either. But I did even try to refrain reframe that situation in my mind and just think, that it was meant to bring me back to YouTube, that God has some better opportunities for me somewhere else. I just wasn't meant to be in the place where I was at, So usually that's how I reframe things in my mind most of the times. If something doesn't go to plan, I always view it as like God's like redirection of my life. So I could see that like if you are not a Christian or if you don't believe in a higher power, where facing difficult situations like that could be a little bit more stressful. But definitely God gets me through the tough times, that's for sure. But I just rode with the punches that day, just called, figured out where to take my car, took it. And then like once I knew that they were going to get the tire, I just didn't think about it anymore. And I just enjoyed my time with Abby and the boys. So yeah, so that's basically what happened. So I did not get to spend Memorial Day like with my family like I was telling you guys in my last video. But Josh did end up going over there and spending time with them because, I don't know, maybe if some of you guys have been following me for a while, you know this, but like my brother, I have a sibling, just one sibling, my brother, a younger brother, and he got married several years ago, but his wife lives in Canada. And so he moved up to Canada. So that's where he lives. He lives like an hour or two outside of Toronto in London, Ontario. It's about 2 hours from like Michigan, like from Detroit. So, they don't always come down for little holidays and things like Memorial Day. So usually it's just like Josh and I and my family. So Mom had prepared some food and everything because she thought, that Josh and I were both going to be there. And then whenever I called her to let her know about like what was going on, I could tell that she was like really, really down about like me not going to be able to be there. But Josh still went and had food with my mom and dad and they played Uno. So that just like warmed my heart to know that like he went over there and spent time with them, even though I wasn't here. Because I know that they probably that really meant a lot to them, I'm sure. But yeah, it was funny. This is back to like my car thing. Whenever I was calling the different like tire shops around the area in Indy, there was this one that I called and the guy was like, "What? I ain't never heard of that size tire before." So not that any of you guys would know anything about tires. I mean, some of you guys probably do. At least I didn't. But like the size of my tires are 195-50R19. And apparently that 195 is like a really thin tire, which is probably also why like it got the bubble so easily with hitting a pothole. But to be honest, like I am surprised that that tire hasn't went bad earlier because there's been a few potholes I've hit around, my city already. So probably I already weakened the tire. And then when I hit that pothole, it just sent it over the edge. But like, luckily, like my rim wasn't bent or anything like that. So could have been worse. I'm just setting my brows in place with the e.l.f. Wow Brow in the shade Deep Brown. Which I know in last video I was talking about how, I got my hair with like a little bit more red put in it. But I already feel like it's kind of faded quite a bit. So I feel like I can just use my normal brow colors and it looks fine. Maybe I've just gotten used to it. But I think I definitely want to go back, when I go back next time to get like my roots touched up, I think I want to go a little bit lighter. I mean, we'll see what I decide whenever that time comes, but like I was telling you guys, I'll pop it up on screen, but I'm thinking of going to like this hair color maybe. I've never been that hair color before, and I think that that would be like really flattering. Like, what do you guys think? Especially since I think that like my seasonal color is in the autumn season. I think like auburn hair would be really beautiful. But I don't know. Maybe I should wait until I get my color seasonal analysis done before I change my hair color that drastically. Got like a random hair. Okay, let's go ahead and prime my eyelids. I'm trying to figure out like what eyeshadow I want to do today. And it's like also too, since I wasn't here like on Sunday afternoon, Monday, Tuesday, like my plan was I was going to film that video on Saturday before I left for the party. And then I was going to come back, edit that video on Sunday, film another video for you guys on Monday, have that Saturday video posted on Tuesday, and then the other video that I filmed on Monday was going to post on Thursday. So my whole flow of filming and posting for YouTube got thrown off, and I only missed like one upload. Like, because I don't know if you guys have noticed, but I've been trying to upload on Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday. I haven't like officially announced that those are my upload days because I just want to make sure that I can be really consistent with it before I just like announce it. But like I haven't missed a Tuesday upload in forever, because even whenever I was posting like one video, like let's figure out what eyeshadow I want to use. I'm just rambling. Actually, maybe let's use this Makeup Revolution palette again. Or should I use... I don't know. I don't know what I want to use. I kind of want to use something that I have not used in a while. It's like I have this palette from Too Faced, the Pumpkin Spice, which has shades like this in here. And I know that this is like fall themed because it's pumpkin spice, but like I really want to use this. And I don't want to feel limited to just using this in the fall because it's pumpkin spice. So let's use this today. Like, do any of you guys own this one? Like, let me hold it up so you can see it a bit better. Like, here is the cover. And then this is the inside of the palette. I remember I got this palette right before I stopped kind of filming YouTube videos. And I was starting to do a little mini series on this palette. And then, you know, I just stopped filming, and so I never really finished that series. But I think I'm gonna go in the crease with this shade and fall for it right here. It's like a peachy, corally, warm color. And like I still haven't gotten, sorry, my voice is all scratchy this morning, but I still haven't gotten a chance to clean my makeup brushes. So that is gonna be like #1 priority this weekend. I'm just mainly trying to dry clean things. But yeah, so I'm going in with fall for it. And I don't remember if this palette had a lot of fallout, so hopefully it doesn't. But yeah, like I was saying, I have not missed a Tuesday upload in forever, because even when I was just posting like one video a week, I'd always post it on Tuesday. So I don't know, it's just made me feel out of like behind with YouTube, even though it was just one day. I was like in such a rhythm with making sure that I was keeping up with my uploads. Like that is my goal for the next 6 months. Like I literally made that goal for myself, that I was not going to miss an upload in 6 months. Like I was going to post 3 videos a week. And then I got stuck in Indy and didn't have like my laptop or anything to edit. It's like I'm trying to decide if I want to use Spice Spice Baby or if I want to do Warm and Cozy. I think let's just try Spice Spice Baby, because like I said, I don't think I've used that one before. I'm going to use this shade in the outer V. And I'm just getting that on the tip of the Sigma E25 blending. And who knows, like maybe I have used this color before, but I'd have to go back and watch my videos that I filmed using this palette back in 2020. So yeah, like if you're curious about some other looks with this palette that I've done, I'll link those videos, or maybe I'll put like a few of them up in the cards above, just so you can check them out if you haven't seen those. And then I'm going to take this shade in Whipped Cream. It's just like a matte white or like a matte cream shade or at least it looks matte. And I'm just going to use that as my brow bone highlight. Yeah, that's a nice matte cream. I mean, honestly, like, I love, like, these Too Faced palettes like this. Like, Sweet Peach and this one, like, I really like. I mean, I know some of their palettes weren't or aren't good, but, like, these are good palettes. They're just fun, you know? They're an experience when you use them. Because this one, it also is supposed to smell like pumpkin pie, which the scent on this one is very, very faint. And I don't know if maybe it's gotten even a little bit more faint throughout the 5 years or the 4 years that I've had it. No, 5, because this is 2025, the 5 years that I've had it. But like Sweet Peach still smells so peachy. I think I might use the shade Falling For You. It's kind of like a khaki, like green. I just swatched like several different shades. They weren't like the best swatches, so... But the shade here, and then, oh yeah, that actually looks way more green on the eyes than I thought it would. Yeah, I've been trying to play around with color a little bit more. I don't know if you guys have kind of noticed that, like in my videos. But see, like this color, it's not like too in your face. And just because it is like that khaki kind of olivey type green. Though, I wish that this had some sort of like bronzy shimmer shade in here to kind of help blend. So let's take, I'm gonna get some more of this Spice Spice Baby on the opposite side of the shading brush, and I'm just gonna flip between the two to kind of blend there. Okay. Yeah, I think that works. It was like too much of a drop off in color between those two. But like, what was your favorite Too Faced palette? Or I should say, is your favorite Too Faced palette? Too Faced is still around. But do any of you guys like still buy things from Too Faced? I always thought they were such a fun brand, like their products. Okay, and I kind of want to lighten it up just a little bit right on the lid, so I'm going to go in with Fall Vibes. This is more of like a chunkier shade, so I'm just going to apply this with my finger, just kind of right there in the center of the lid. Yeah, I feel like this is definitely one of those shades that you want to apply with your finger, or like maybe an eyeshadow sponge, just to minimize fallout with it. Okay, yeah, I think that's a pretty eye look. I feel like it matches my eyes because I feel like my eyes are kind of like a warm brown with green like around the edge. It's kind of hard to see the green, I feel like, but sometimes I'm like, are my eyes like brown or are they a dark hazel? Like, I don't really know. And then I'm going to take some more of that whipped cream color and I'm just going to place it here as an inner corner highlight. And then need to figure out like what blush I want to do. Okay, I think I'm going to do Wet n Wild Naked Brown. Yeah, this blush pairs really nicely with the eyeshadows. This just goes really good with that palette in general because it's just like a nice fall color. And it's like, I wish that Wet n Wild would come out with some other blush colors in like their Color Icon blush line. I feel like it's been for, well, I mean, I guess they did come out with like Naked Brown and Bed of Roses last year, but I don't know. Like, I just wish that they would expand their line a little bit more because the blushes are really good. They just don't have like a ton of different options. Okay, I'm just gonna go back with my powder brush and just kind of make sure things are blended. And then I'm going to take a little bit of this Naked Brown. And I'm just going to put this at the top of my crease. Okay, and let me see here. I really need to clean off my makeup desk. Like, I need to clean in this room this weekend. So much to do. So little time all the time. Okay, I'm going to use the Essence Pure Nude Sunlighter to highlight. This is a really pretty, just like gold. Oops. It's like I want to bronze my forehead up a little bit more, but at the same time, I'm like, if I do that, I might look too bronzed. I don't know. Let's just add just a little bit more. I'm just using the Mercerie Sunlight Bronzer. This is from the Dollar Tree. So probably whenever I was doing my makeup earlier, there was no way for me to pop up an image because there's not an image of this online. I need to take a picture of this so I can just like make my own little image. It's the only thing about the Dollar Tree makeup is sometimes you can't really link it, or, you know, there's no pictures of it online. So kind of makes it hard for you guys to know what it looks like if I don't show it. Okay, and then I'm just gonna set my makeup with the Urban Decay All Nighter Makeup Setting Spray. And I'm just gonna go ahead and curl up my lashes, and then I'm gonna apply several coats of, can you guess? Maybelline Lash Sensational. I think like if I could only have one mascara for the rest of my life, this would be the mascara. So I went ahead and got my clothes on for today. I was getting ready before work. I totally didn't even mention that at the beginning of the video. But now I'm trying to figure out like what I want to wear for my lips. And I think I'm going to wear these two, the Revlon Color Stay Lip Liner in Nude, and then the CoverGirl Clean Fresh in Bliss You Berry. So let's go ahead, line the lips. And then I'm just going in with Bliss You Berry. Which I've been so in love with these CoverGirl Clean Fresh lip balms. Like, they are so good. Like, my favorite colors is this one in Bliss You Berry. Life is Pink. I'm like, I feel like I like all of the ones that I have. And then You're the Palm. I think these are kind of like my three most reach for ones. Is there another one I'm missing? So You're the Palm is more of like a reddish kind of coral color. Love this one. Then Life is Pink is like a pinkish, a bright pink one. And then of course the one that I'm wearing, Bliss You Berry, is more of like a brickish, earthy kind of red color. So I love all three of those. And I feel like maybe I have one more, but maybe not. Maybe these are the only three that I have. But I know that they make more shades in these, but These are so good. Highly recommend. And then, of course, I always love the Nivea Blackberry Lip Balm. Like, let's just compare Blackberry to these so you can kind of see the color range. So that's Blackberry. So yeah, such great little lip balms. They last for like a decent amount of time on your lips. They're very moisturizing. I love pairing them with lip liners, or wearing them on their own. So anyway, before I leave today, I did want to read out of my devotional. I know it's been a minute since I've read out of this to you guys, but this is my little devotional book if you're ever curious. And this is today's devotion. So here's what the page looks like. The pictures in this is always super pretty. So the devotional, simplify and refresh. May God inspire you to tackle a project you've been putting off. May He motivate you to clean out the clutter and simplify your surroundings. May He refresh your weary soul and renew your tired mind. And in every way, may your soul be restored, your mind renewed, and your spirit at peace. He leads you by still waters. Follow Him there. Be revived and refreshed this day. And then the scripture is Romans 15, verse 13. May the God of hope fill you with all joy and peace as you trust in Him, so that you may overflow with hope by the power of the Holy Spirit. Yeah, so I mean, like, even back to what I was saying with the whole tire situation with me, like, just the scripture right here, like, may the God of hope fill you with all joy and peace as you trust in Him. So, like, I just put my trust that He was going to work that out for me, even though it was not what I had planned. And so that you may overflow with hope. Yeah, and I just had hope and I knew that it was going to work out. Like, that is kind of an abundant mindset in practice, is just switching your mindset on things, like your view, like the way that you're viewing things. Like, I could have looked at that in a more negative way with like my tire thing, like being upset that I messed my tire up, that it was going to cost me money, that I had to wait, like they didn't have what I needed. I could have just focused on all of that, but instead I just switched and like thought about, you know, the good things. Like, maybe I was meant to stay up there longer. Maybe I would have been in an accident, which is like more abundance, like thinking about the good things and expanding instead of being in a fixed mindset, like where you're just focusing on all the problems and not seeing like maybe the bigger picture as to why something is going on, or maybe learning the lessons in the problems or what you perceive are the problems or the stressful things. And like I said, I know that there are times in life where that is easier said than done, especially if you're really going through a lot of stressful things in your life. But if there's any advice I can give, is to just put your trust in God and just know that He is going to work it out for you. That everything in life is there to teach you lessons, make you stronger, and you just come out on the other side like with a better, well-rounded mind that's going to help you handle anything in the future. It just makes you like more confident that you can handle anything. It makes you stronger. So I hope that you guys enjoyed today's Chatty Get Ready with me and enjoyed me using the Too Faced Pumpkin Spice Palette, even though it is not fall time. But I will see you all in the next one. Leave your video requests down below because I kind of feel like I don't really know what to film next. So yeah, just leave your video requests down below and I will see you all in the next one. Bye-bye.